Hey, what's going on everyone? Today we're looking at this. This is the Assassin's Creed Mirage branded RG15. This is a dual cavity, double cavity dynamic driver from NF Audio. There's a collaboration between the Assassin's Creed Mirage game and NF Audio. And it's got a lot of nice features. You see double cavity dynamic driver, sound tuning made specifically for gaming, high quality MEMS microphone, Type-C interface with built-in DSP equalization, metal shells, Assassin's Creed storage bag inside. Go to the specs really quickly. You see it is a 0.78 2-pin 5N OFC cable with connectors. Frequency response range 10 to 40 kilohertz. Weight is 150 grams, so it is rather on the heavy side, but it's nowhere near the heaviest. Type-C connector. Sensitivity is 108 decibels, and impedance is 32 ohms. So, put that off to the side for now. Opening up the package, I'll cover the microphone near the end. You'd have your two IEMs there. You pull this off. You have your nice pouch. And then you have the 4 different size tips, which I actually really like these tips. And you have your manual with your warranty information and whatnot. So we'll put that back in there. And we'll look at starting with the cable, we'll look at the end here, which shows, I don't know if that's Ezio or somebody else, because I haven't played Mirage. The last one I played was Black Flag. Got a little cable thing there. And NF splitter and a slider. Very nice. The microphone with the MEMS right there. And then you got some remote functions, volume up, play, pause, whatnot, take a phone call. And then of course the units themselves and the 2-pin connector, which is robust. And the cable is comfortable, wraps around the ear well. I found these very comfortable. I like them. The shell is all metal, really nice looking metal shell. Left and right indicators, pop that off. Nice tips, by the way, I like them. And there's your nozzle. It's a little on the short side. So yeah, there is some weight to them. They're built solid. I would give them a 10 out of 10 for build. Let's talk about the sound on these. Now, of course, these are made for gaming, so we're going to start with the sound stage. Sound stage with this is very, very nice. There's enough width and depth and height there to just have a nice field, especially when we're talking about for gaming and people that like the giant sound stages. It's a very nice kind of width. I think it is a natural. I think it's not quite 360, maybe like from the front of your head to maybe the sides of the ears, maybe a little ways in the back, but not quite 360 there. Very good, accurate kind of positioning. I think that there's some good separation and everything just kind of, you can hear where it is in the place, kind of very good. There's very good layering there overall. So excellent job with the soundstage. Moving on to the low end. Now this is not a bass head IEM, but there still is a really healthy rumble in the sub bass. I think that mid bass kind of hits a little weak. It's kind of slaps and then gets the heck out of there. Otherwise, it is there. There's decent detail in the bass. This isn't a critical listening IEM either, but there's very good details throughout, specifically when we come into the mids. The mids are very detailed. Bass-wise, though, still kind of fun sounding, not quite bass head, not quite super thick, not quite super warm there, but still very good sub-bass presence. Very detailed, very good quality and control to the bass. Mids on this, mid-range detail is very, very good. Now, don't think of having like thick vocals. There is good vocals. They're not the thinnest, but they're not overly thick. That's for sure. They're just kind of just right. I think that there's some brightness there in the mids, especially when we're talking about the upper mids and the lower treble. There's definitely a little spiciness there, depending on what you're listening to. Older music, I think, accented that just a little bit. Other than that, I thought that the vocals were good. I thought it wasn't overly harsh, depending on what music I was listening to. I didn't test it with a different cable, so I can't tell on different devices how it would sound. It may sound completely different, maybe better. But so far, just on this, using the USB-C and my device, it sounded pretty good. Mids, nice and detailed mids, enough body, enough kind of thickness to them without being, overly thick. I'm so used to like really thick vocals. It was kind of refreshing to hear this. And NF, a couple of the NFs that I've had a little spicy region, and it all depends on what you're listening to and what you're listening on and stuff. So I think that the harshness isn't really an issue there, depending on the volume and what you're listening to. High frequencies, very, very good. I think that the high frequencies had, a decent extension. There's decent air there. Definitely a natural kind of presentation with enough sparkle. It's not overly sparkly. There's good air there. There's good detail there. Good micro details as well. Listening to like playing Dark Souls, hearing the swords clash and stuff, and when you're hitting different things and or bouncing off of a sidewall or something with the sword, it sounded really, really good and sounded natural. It was kind of like a nice natural tuning to the highs without overextending. They're definitely not super energetic highs, but they have just enough sparkle, enough air there to be pretty good. So in a nutshell, it was made for gaming. It does sound pretty good on music. Soundstage, like I said, has very good width, fairly good depth, nice height to it. The height's probably not at the level as the width and depth, but very good detailed mids, slightly thinner than what usually I'm used to. The highs have decent energy, decent sparkle, but don't overdo it. Solidly metal. It's got its own built-in DAC, so you don't need any extra equipment other than the cable. That's about it. The only thing I would have changed is I would have thrown in maybe a 3.5 millimeter cable with it, just so that people who didn't want to use the USB-C or people that are using Apple don't want to have to put an adapter or anything. I think that it was good. Just going to note that the mid-bass wasn't the most present. Mids and, the mid-treble area, especially at higher volumes, can get a little spicy. And that's about it. I think that it's a really good IEM. Definitely. So let's switch over to that microphone and see if that works out for this. Okay, now I'm using the microphone that comes with it. It is a MEMS microphone, so it's a really good quality microphone. I can't tell you if it's going to sound good quality, but in theory, those are usually very good quality microphones. Thank you so much for watching. Be safe, and I will see you in the next video. This has been the NF Audio RG15 Assassin's Creed Mirage Limited Edition. Thank you so much. Be safe.